But I did not start with passion. Yeah, I'm already a graphic designer, and when I started, it was based on I just finished school and I was looking for what to do to keep myself busy. But if I'm to speak with the designers of today, don't just start because you are looking for something to do. Start with the idea that you want to help brands, because designs is how a brand is perceived. Designs is how a brand is felt. So if you are a brand or you have a brand and your visuals are not really giving, then that brand is going to fail, because designs are the first impression you give to people, even when you are not in the room. If you post it on any of your social media platform, this is what people see. This is your advertisement method. So you want to make it good. So if I want to say why I'm still a designer now, I would say it's because I want to keep on helping brand to grow the way they are perceived.
Okay, so you really think you can make impact through designing,
Yeah, sure.
and you are branding to help companies to get a proper perception. Okay, are
Yes.
there some other ways you still make impact through design?
Okay, yes. First of all, the first point I will note is that brand elevation. So that's the first point of my design journey. So I try to, design in a way that will help brands, not just for the beauty, but in a way that will communicate the brand's essence, and in a way that will communicate in like to their audience and resonate with them very well. So
Okay.
many designers still design, for beauty to get hypes from other designers, but no, I try to, design in a way that will communicate the brand's essence, even though I'm not hyped. But the most important thing is that I passed a message. Then another way I make impact is through teaching. Yes, I'm someone that loves teaching, and I've already hosted a class before. So yeah, I train other designers on how to design. So
Okay.
basically these two aspects.
Right. You help brands on how they are perceived,
Yes.
and you also impact in design through teaching, and you
Yes.
trained a couple of people,
Yeah,
and they
sure.
are very good. They were very good students, and they are
Yes.
still very good designers now.
Yes.
All right. So Muse, that's what it's called. What is your greatest source of design inspiration?
All right. Okay. I would say, first of all, I would say that design is not really something that is easy, especially if you are starting out. But my first um inspiration, I would say, we're connecting with other like-minded designers, because I get inspired when I talk with people of like minds and I see that okay, this person is going the same journey with me, and if this person have gone the journey, I can go too. So you get the inspiration, yeah. So I speak with other big designers, and they teach me, they tell me some things, and it helped me in growing. And another thing that have been my inspiration, this one I will always say it, is my why. Because I'm not on Facebook just to play. I'm not there to just gather their engagement. No. So anybody that is starting out as a creative, one thing that should drive you is your why. That is the reason. Okay, that is the reason why you are a creative, or the reason why you're a graphic designer. So that's one thing that should, drive your passion. So what is your why? First of all, your why could be, okay, you want to help brands, that even the day that you feel like quitting, you go back to that your why. Or your why is you want to build a brand that will stand out in Nigeria. Or you just have a why that when it's getting really tough, you go back to that why, and it will be like an inspiration to you to keep going.
So I could perceive from what you are saying that it's about passing value, is about making impact, it's
Yes.
about purpose.
Yes,
Okay, so
exactly.
it does not actually cycle around money. You are making the big money. Your brand is already good.
Actually, that's part of an inspiration, though. But the two things I would say that it revolves around is people and purpose. I saw a post one day on Facebook. Somebody was asking if they, choose between money and influence. And many people were writing money, money. I'm like, how? I mean, if you have money and you don't have influence, that money can go and nobody knows you. But if you have influence, the perception alone people have about you will make them to give you their money, even though you just bring out a small cost. And this was exactly the same thing one of the creative in the in the industry told me, that why he brings out a course and many people are rushing to buy the course is not because the course is that big, but because of the name he has already, the influence he has already. You get the influence he has already. I don't know how I'll say this, but it's not as if the biggest brands now, their products are the best. But because of the name they have built already, that is influence. So influence can bring you money anytime. So yes, the two things I will tie it to is people and purpose. Money will come from there.
People and purpose.
Yes.
Money will eventually come.
Yes.
All right. So there is a phenomenon. There is something, there is an occurrence that happens with people that are creative, people that design, even people that write codes. So at a point they will witness that why they design, it seems that they're lacking inspiration. It's not the initial taste of their designs. I mean, they
Yes.
can do it, but they will feel unsatisfied. That's because I don't know whether to say scientifically their brain or something has blocked that
Yeah, I would say
design.
this happens to every designer because, as I said, design is creativity, and creativity needs like a deep thinking mind. So I would say, if you talk about this aspect now, there are ways different designers get inspired. For example, you can mention rest. Before I started design, for me, before I started design, I'll rest. And while on the resting process, I'm thinking. I'm not just sleeping, I'm thinking. So I'm thinking, okay, for example, let's say I got a design to do for a hair brand. I'm thinking what color combination is going to fit this design? What typography will be best for this design? What concept, what alignment process? Is it right or left or center alignment? So all these things are what is going through my mind in my resting process. And when I pick up my tool, the ideas begin to flow. Some designers use Pinterest. Yes, some designers use Pinterest. They go there, they scroll, and before you know it, they get inspired. Some designers is food. If you are hungry, you cannot design. Me, I'll tell you that. So you have to eat. You know, many things can inspire. Some designers is even nature. They just go out and maybe look at the sky, just walk around, just speak with people, and they get to their tool, and the ideas begin to flow. But for me now, my own is basically rest. And while resting, I think. I think. So I think, and once I enter into my tool, like inspiration begins to flow. But if I just get that job and I do not think and I just enter into my tool, I'm very sure I'll design rubbish. So this is my own process. So other people now may have their own inspiration and ways
Does
of
your
getting
rest cover
inspiration.
actual hours of sleep?
No,
You
no, no,
can
not
take a
sleep.
nap and
Just
go back
like
to your.
just like an hour or maybe 2 hours. Just an hour or 2 hours. I'll just get
Okay,
back.
so design is not a reason to go and take 8 hours of sleep because you
Ah,
want to work the next time.
no.
Okay.
Unless
So,
if you are very stressed out
yes,
and
yes.
tired and you know that you need rest, you need that long hours of
Okay,
sleep
so
before
can
you
we
start.
assume that those times I personally call you up to design, that you just wake up from bed and you're willing to design as soon as because you actually deliver on time?
Okay, okay. Based on delivery on time is still dependent on the should I say the level of expertise of the designer. All right, the level of expertise of the designer. If it is if it's an entirely new design, some designers will have to think well. Some designers cannot start immediately. But there is, as you journey in the design space, your creativity has become wider. So you cannot compare me with some people and you cannot compare some people with me. So it's a process that when you are growing, you are getting more creativity. So now, sometimes now, I may not even need to think much. I could just think like 30 minutes and I'll still deliver well. So because I've built my level of creativity to that extent.
All
Yes.
right.
So you can still deliver on time based on your level of expertise.
All right. Do you recycle design?
Like,
There is a flyer you have to recycle, do 1 or 2 touches to give
yes.
another client.
Yes. Not always though. Not always. Any of my in fact, I would say that for every of my design, I love to do something new. I love to do something new based on that brand I'm working for. So I'll first of all know what they are doing and then know, okay, what exact design will fit the style. And there's something that is called design style. So every designer have their style I don't want to mention names, but if I see someone's design in the creative space, I already know that anywhere I see that person's design, even though there's another person that posts it, I will know that this design, now this person do am. Why? Because it has become his style. So especially when you become like you have stayed for long, like 2 3 years, you have your design style. So some people now when they see my design anywhere, they'll say, ah, this one a divine design now. So there is something called design style. It does not mean that you are doing only one design every time, but you have just put your, should I
Like
say, your personality inside that design, that
like
whenever
your own
somebody see
concept
it,
of design.
exactly, somebody, they already know that, ah, this one is this person's design. So that's what we call design style.
Okay, so I've seen some designs. I've sometimes accused you of, not like accused. I've said to you that you should not do Chinese design and the China ones. But so
Yes.
this probably I say it to you when I pay a little money and tell you that I expect the kind of design you did for this person. Right.
Okay.
So I don't know. Have you
Let me
done your
speak.
best design yet?
Let me speak on that. So I know that I'm very wrong in that aspect because I
Mm,
usually tell designers, no matter, even though a client pays you 1,000, put your best to that work. Why? Because if not for the client, for your brand, if I don't used to post on my designs, I post the best. Why? Because I'm marketing my brand. So there's a type of design I'll post. I'm already downgrading, bringing down myself.
mm.
All right. So I used to advise. I know I did wrong there. Even though a client pays you 1,000 or 2,000, as long as you have accepted to do that design, if you don't want to put in your best, don't accept the job.
Mm.
But as long as you have accepted that design, take it as if they paid you 1 million and put in your best to it.
Okay. So do you think that since you've started design, you've done a best design, or do you still think that somewhat in the process of growth and designing that you will still do a better job in future?
Yeah, yeah. So
Mm,
one thing I always tell myself is to not stop learning,
mm,
because learning is a consistent thing. Every day I try as much as possible to learn something new about design. And in fact, there are many things I want to do, but then that one word learning is something I don't trivialize at all. Any opportunity I get to, I learn and I put it in my design. Like this AI now that came out, many people are, downgrading it and saying it is fake, it is this. But then if it is a designer that is wise, they will learn AI and put it in their design, not to be posting picture and say, ah, I did this one with ChatGPT. No, when you put this skill now in your design, you become more faster and your design become more creative. Become more faster and your design become more creative. So AI is there to, for you to leverage on. So as a creative, in fact, it's just important to keep learning every day, no matter the height or level you're at.
okay. So what do you think makes a design truly great to you?
All right. Okay, a design, my God. A design is great when it is able to communicate, connect, and evoke clarity. That is three C's. When it's able to communicate and it evokes
Connect.
clarity and it connects exactly. So if you do a design and it is beautiful. Okay, I would say this also. A great design is one that has form and function. So form, I hope I'm not speaking too much English, but then
Yeah.
form is the aesthetic of that design. That is the beauty. So once I see a design now, my first maybe point of call is the form, which is the beauty of the design. So that one is very important. Then the second aspect of design is the function. So a great design is one that has form and function. So that function is where many designers miss out. So I've seen a birthday, a busy, it's a birthday design, but the person used bed. And I'm wondering, is it a burial? Anybody that sees that design will think it's an obituary.
Hmm.
It is beautiful, but it's missed in function. Why? Because the person used a wrong element. So it failed in communication. And anybody that sees that design will not even connect to it because it's not passing a message. And probably you used an inconsistent color. When we talk about food branding now, you talk about orange, you talk about red, you talk about brown. But if you see a designer that is designing a food brand now and went and use purple or blue, the designer is off. Because when you come to color theories, there are many things under color theories that I'll not go into, yes. But then a design should be able to communicate. That is under function, should be able to communicate, connect, and then is clear. When people see it, they are able to read. That is based on clarity now. They're able to read it. The typography is bold, the font is readable. That's what makes a design great.
Right. So you are mentioning things like color theory. You mentioned form and function. Right. So are those things you learn in design schools, or because from the best I used to imagine before I now had you, I think it's something you pick up a tool, you start designing
No,
and the rest.
that's exactly what clients think. They'll just maybe they think that once you just click on the laptop, a design will appear. No, as I said, design is like psychology. It requires thinking. Yes, it requires thinking. So that color theory now, when you talk about red, talk about emotions, talk about talk about love, you talk about emotions. So for red, you can maybe design maybe a Valentine, maybe a food brand. Red goes for food brands too. Then orange. Orange is like a cool color that also goes for food brands. Then brown goes for food brands. So then if you talk about blue, you talk about energy. So there's some kind of brands you are designing for. You don't need to use blue. So when you're talking about blue, you talk about a tech brand. You talk about a consultant brand or something like that. Yes. So different colors have their own psychology and where they should be used and where they should not be used.
Okay. So no great design is an accident.
Nah, no.
Okay. So what color are you going to use to design my own wedding card?
Anyway, it's based on the color of the day.
Okay.
So some people do green and gold.
So
So based on that color of the day,
if
I'll
the color
now
of my day is red, does it hint danger on my
no,
design?
it doesn't. It doesn't. You don't have to use red in everywhere. Your background can be white. And some your since it's a wedding card, the write-ups can be black, and then maybe the
Vertical
main
spacing.
point, the emphasis, like your name and your bride's name can be red. Like the emphasis, yes.
So if I am starting off as a young sharp, I want to go with, I have a lot of passion, I want to go into designing. What sincere and simple advice can you give me? Put me through or help me out in the design industry?
Okay. First of all, if you are starting out as a graphic designer, there's one thing I'll always tell them, and that is that same word I use, learning. To not trivialize learning at all. And when I talk about learning now, I'm not just talking about the tool, because most designers focus on just learning depending on the tool they are using. If it is laptop, they'll just focus on learning Photoshop. If it is phone, they'll just focus on learning maybe Canva or Pixel Lab. Okay, Photoshop, sorry, laptop also have Canva. So I'm not just talking about the tool. When I talk about learning, learning covers the business aspect of graphic design. The when you talk about business now, you talk about marketing, you talk about copywriting, and this is what many designers see I do, and they are hyping me. They are feeling, what is this girl doing? There is nothing else I'm doing apart from that. I try to add things to graphic design, because only graphic design cannot bring you the client. So you have to know how to market yourself out there. You have to understand the business aspects of design, how to get clients, how to retain. It was not just getting clients, how to retain a client, how to make a client become your marketer. They begin to refer you to people, how to many things. So being a graphic designer entails that you learn broadly. As a graphic designer, you also need copywriting, because clients tends to hire people that think. So when you post your design and just write done and delivered, and someone else posts that same design or even something lower in quality than the one you did, but because that person gave a psychology of his thought process, maybe in the caption the person wrote how why he chose this color, how this design helped the brand, the client's review, and all of that, that person is likely to get a job that you that just posted, done, and delivered. Why? Because clients love people that think. They feel that, okay, this person can think, this person can be able to solve my problem. So as a designer, you're a problem solver. So if a client sees just done and delivered, they don't even know. The truth is that clients don't know what design is. Just a few understand design. That's why there's one video I did that a client will finish declining the beautiful design and choose that nonsense one. Why? Because they don't really know what design is. So is that your explanation? Is that copywriting that will help them see, okay, this person, oh, okay, this person can really do my job. Oh, and all of that. And before you know it, the person have gotten the job than you that did a more quality design but just wrote, done, and delivered. So copywriting is part of it. So that's one advice I'll give to designers starting out. Learn not just the two, learn the business aspect of design. Number two is connection. Yes, number two is connection. What many designers do now is criticism. Instead of connecting with other designers and collaborating with them to do some things, they criticize them, and you cannot grow that way as a designer. What has helped me a lot is that if I'm entering into any big designer's page, I'm not there to criticize the person, no matter how wrong or something wrong the person said, no matter how wrong what he said is, I will look for the better thing that person has said and learn from it. If I want to now collaborate with the person, I'll go ahead and enter the person's DM. What am I doing? I'm just trying to learn. So leave criticism. That is what is killing many people in design space now. If you enter any social media platform, before you know it, they've started insulting themselves. So criticism is very, very is bad. So leave criticism and celebrate others. I think one thing that also drives that criticism is when they see others succeeding. Maybe somebody come and post, thank you, graphic design. I just got a new laptop. I just got a new car. Some people will be angry because they have not even gotten anything from the graphic design. Before you know, they start saying, that you are not designing, it's not clients, it's because you are hosting courses. Many things I've seen online, and it's really bad. So criticism, run away from it as a graphic designer. And then finally is be patient. Be patient. Most people have there's one guy that came to me. He wants to learn graphic design. He told me that he have done forex and came out. He have done what again? Is he digital marketing and came out. He have done affiliate marketing and came out. And now he wants to come and do. I said, because it's not me. So if you not finish, you now run away, you're not gonna tell them, this girl cannot teach. Because it's obvious that you do not even put your mind to anyone. So as a girl, if you enter the design space, it requires patience. Everybody that is there and is making it have stayed more than 2 years, more than 3 years. So some people just boom enter and they want in 1 week they are getting 1 million. It does not work that way. So if a designer, I would say be patient. That does not mean that you now relax. No, it means that you are putting in the work, but you are expectant and then you are still patient. It's not if the money is not coming, you just run away. No.
So
So
you have to
these
give
three
it all the
things.
time.
Yes, you have to give it all your time.
Not be in a rush.
Yes.
Okay. So what's next for you in the world of design? Do you want to have a company related to design? Do you want to keep training people or stuff like that?
Yeah, sure. So the two things I would say I really want to do first of all is expansion, because I've focused on personal branding and it has really helped me. But now I want to go into having a brand also under my name, because having a brand under your name creates a perception in people's mind that you are now working as a we. So if I'm posting a design, I said this is what we, you mentioned the name of your brand, delivered, you get. But if it is a personal work, people may not, you get clients, but they will not really trust you. There is some certain brands that cannot patronize you because they are seeing you as an individual person. They're seeing you as an individual person. For example, I don't know which brand to use, but a big brand tends to patronize a brand. You get a brand that, okay, this person now is not just
It's not
an
a
individual. Yes,
freelancer.
a hair is
You have
now
a
a
company, you
brand. You
have
have
a
a
team,
company.
you
Yeah,
have
exactly,
okay.
exactly. They will tend to come to you more because it builds trust. It
Mm.
builds trust that this person can handle my design. But as a freelancer, you can still get jobs. So, but then building a brand will
Your
will
chances
make you
are
scale
smaller
easier.
as a freelancer.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And then so that is based on the expansion, yes.
Mm.
So I'll build a brand, build structures that can work even when I'm absent, because there are other things I still want to build. There are other things I still
So
want
you
to
want to
build.
be that big CEO,
Yes.
attending big conference
Yes, exactly.
events.
And that's why I'm trying to, grow myself now, because one thing I learned is that anywhere you are, anything you want to start up, have a knowledge about it. For example, you want to start up a consulting firm, have a knowledge about it. You want to start up a tech company, have a knowledge about it. So that's why I'm even, going further to learn UI UX design, to learn total branding, to learn all these things. So that I have a knowledge about it. And when I leave people there, they will not overshadow me.
Mm.
So, and everything. So the everything is just, I'm building to become more expanded as a brand. And then this will help me that, okay, if I'm now going for all this consulting and maybe all these talk things, all this public speaking, I'm assured that my systems are there working. The things I've built up are working. Why me? I'm still doing
You
my
can also make
normal.
references to what you built.
Yes.
It's that is more message.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
All right. So
And even as someone that is passionate about teaching, I would love to take that to another level. So the brand I'm building will also have an academy under it. So that's one thing I'm also looking at. Yes, an academy
do
for
you have
designers.
age range for people that want to go into design? Am I
No,
still qualified to come
even
in?
yes,
Okay.
anybody can be a designer.
Okay. Okay. So it was nice having